Let's start that over. All right, now I'll start my drive. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the latest episode of Making the Case. I, of course, am your host, the one and only Anthony Denmark, where our goal, our purpose, is to give you guys the tips, the tools, the blueprint to successfully navigate your journey. I'm so excited to have you guys here today. Make sure you follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch past episodes. We've been blessed to have an amazing array of guests. And you know what? Today is no different. All here to pour into you. All to give you the tips you need. To give you the gems you need to overcome and manifest your lawyer dreams. I'm so excited to have you guys here. And I'm so excited to have our guest here. Per usual, make sure you fill our chat box up with questions because this is for you. In addition to that, let us know where you're viewing our session from. Of course, I'm holding it down in St. Louis. It is not the place where I want to be, like at all. But it is the place where God has me. Let us know where you're viewing our session from. We know we got Bama in the house, Roll Tide. We know we got Chicago in the house. LA, Atlanta, Miami, Texas. Let us know where you're viewing our session from. I'm excited to have you guys here today. We have a phenomenal guest coming on. His name is Jordan Travis, my man. I met him at one of my fairs that I went to, and he has an exciting story, and we're going to share it with you. And of course, you're not just going to sit here and watch. You're also going to utilize this space to ask this king some questions. Because we want to see you win. It's not just about you hearing how he won. It's also about you learning how you can win too. So, thank you so much for joining us. Again, fill our chat box up with questions. What's going on, Miss Morales? What's going on, Demond? What's going on, Anush? What's going on, Hippie New York? What's going on, Miss Gabriella? What's going on, Mr. Wonder Love? Thank you guys for joining us for our show. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get our guest on. And let's start talking about this lawyer journey, how he won, and how you can win too. All right, what's going on, Tracy? How we doing today? Or this evening, whenever you're watching our show. I think I'll go ahead and cut off mine off. What's going on, young king? How we doing, fam?
What's going on? I'm excited to be here. How's life treating you?
Every day is a blessing. Every day is a blessing. I'm excited to be able to have you here. Like you said, it's a full circle moment. And now
Absolutely.
You're almost at the cusp of being able to throw up the deuces and be through with law school after surviving. Because, man, sometimes it's just about survival of the fittest. But nevertheless, first thing first, let me give you the floor and let you introduce yourself. Throw them titles out. Let them know who you are before we jump into these questions.
Absolutely. Once again, I appreciate you for letting me be on. My name is R. Jordan Davis. I have the pleasure of serving as the president of the Black Law Student Association here at the University of Alabama School of Law. I'm a 3L from Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm just super excited once again to be here and to answer questions and to talk about, Black law students in this political and social climate.
Absolutely. We're so excited to be able to have you on. And for our guests who are just joining us, make sure you fill our chat box up with questions because he's a 3L, which means this king figured it out. And for those out there who may be pre-law students who are trying to get into law school or current law students who are surviving, right? We are in this space where we're able to give you guys some gems and some tips. And so one of the things I always love to start with, and I always ask every guest this question, and I'm sure you know it's coming. And that question is this: when did you fall in love with law? Because, fam, if you don't love this, man, you're going to quit and throw up the white flag with the quickness.
Yeah. So I first became interested in law when I actually sang for a judge's investiture in 2013. I was a freshman in high school, and I was a part of this piano and singing vocal lesson, vocal academy, if you will. And I was asked to sing at this judge's investiture. And as a result of that, he let me shadow him, and I became involved and loved every aspect of his chambers, getting to see how he decided cases. He walked me through some of the decisions he made the day that I shadowed him, and he became a mentor. So Judge Chambliss, he was the one who kind of set me on this path of law. And then after that, I joined the NAACP Youth Council in Birmingham, and that was around the time of the Shelby County v. Holder decision that came out, which was also in 2013. And so I got a chance to meet some phenomenal civil rights lawyers from LDF, and they also played a huge part in me falling in love with this industry and with this profession. And I've been in the voting rights space a long time. I'm still doing voting rights work now, and so it's just amazing to see how far I've come from that 13-year-old or really 14-year-old individual who only thought that this was a dream, and now I am making it a reality. And so I am just in awe of where I am and how I got here. And I know I didn't get here alone. So many people played a part in my journey, and so I'm super grateful to the village and to my community, and even the ancestors for guiding me along this path.
Absolutely. For you guys who are just joining us, we're live in full effect with Jordan Travis, a 3L at the University of Alabama. Roll Tide. Someone
Roll
put that
Tide.
already. President of the Black Bar Association at the University of Alabama Law School. And we're excited to be able to have him on. Now, one of the things that's so amazing, whenever I ask this question, these seeds of becoming a lawyer are often something that are planted so early. And I think oftentimes it's a seed that's planted and eventually this continues to grow and grow. And then as we get closer to the law, it becomes something that's no longer just a dream. It becomes something that seems as if an inevitable reality. But then life starts happening. Tests start happening. Now things are different. And so to my pre-law students out there that are currently on the struggle bus and pray bus about these LSATs, go ahead and tell them an LSAT story, because, man, I think it's just a rites of passage that we all have to go through. We
Yeah.
don't like it, but we just have to be able to break through it.
Yeah. I took the LSAT 3 times. It was a struggle for me every single time. I did the Power Score books. I did Seven Sage. I had a private tutor. If you name it, whatever the supplement was, I tried it and I did it. Thank God for that third time that secured it was the winning score that allowed me to get accepted into law school. But it was so much preparation and so much time spent trying to figure out what was the best method, what worked for me, what was going to click, what was going to put me in the best position to win and to do well on the exam. And that came from practice. That came from seeking advice, getting out of my own head, stop being stubborn and stop being prideful and asking for help. And as law students and pre-laws, we are used to succeeding, we're used to excelling, we're used to doing well. And so with that comes this notion that we don't need help or we don't need to ask for assistance. And so I want to challenge those pre-laws who have that thought mindset or that mindset that you don't need help or asking for help is a sign of weakness. It's not. It's only going to make you stronger. It's only going to make you better. And you never know how those again, like what was said, you never know how those seeds that are planted will grow in the future. So those folks that you reach out to for help will later on be references and mentors and connections for your future employment. So just ask for the help. Don't wait till the third time of the LSAT to ask for help like I did. Learn from me, because it gets costly. And I was grateful. I was blessed to be a part of the Plus program. I know Plus isn't around anymore through the LSAC, but I was able to be a part of the Plus program. So I actually got 2 of my tests covered through that program. But if I, was just, if I listened and actually heeded the advice of asking for help, it would have saved me some money from taking that test the third time. So yeah, that would be my biggest advice. Don't wait till the third time, or don't wait until you've taken the test 4 or 5 times to ask for help. Start asking for help now and start early. I think that's another thing. I started studying for the LSAT like my senior year of college. I would challenge that and say by the time you finish sophomore year, so that summer going into junior year, you should be starting to take those practice exams, and even a little bit before then, actually, because senior year you want to, if especially if you're going K through JD, senior year you want to start applying and submit all your applications by Thanksgiving. So, yeah, so the earlier you start, the better.
I mean, did you guys catch all those gyms? I mean, this was like a gym alert, y'all, like for real. Like, and the truth of the matter is, you guys, I think oftentimes the hardest part on this lawyer journey is being able to realize that the value of asking for help. For
Yeah,
so many of us, we spent most of our lives being the top dog in school, developing horrible study habits, and being able to get by because, hey, we were just always smart enough. And
exactly.
then all of a sudden, we get this reality check when it comes to the LSAT. And I want you guys, of course, the Plus program, you guys, is no longer in effect, but the Clio PreLaw Summer Institute program is very much in effect. It's been going on since 1968. I know I posted my stories about programs and opportunities that they have available. They even oftentimes provide opportunities for you to get LSAT prep services for free 99. And I know, fam, my ego and my reluctance to ask for help, man, cost me a lot of money that I didn't have. Like you, boy, I was like you, fam. I definitely did the Princeton Review, the Kaplan, paying 1,500, 1,500, 1,500 that I didn't have, and then things only changed for me after I had nothing left. You get kind of desperate when you realize, okay, this is my
Yeah.
last time taking the LSAT. I got to
Mhm.
find a way to make it count. But we don't want you guys to be in those situations. Now,
Right.
nevertheless, after you got the LSAT, you conquer that beast. The thing that's amazing is oftentimes we find ourselves so hyper focused on the LSAT, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, I got to pick some schools. So
Yeah.
tell me about that process, because I think, because me and you talked about it a little bit at the conference, but tell me about that process of picking schools.
Yeah.
Because I think the amazing thing is after you survive the LSAT, as I said, survive the LSAT, now you're so exhausted, you forget that, oh yeah, I got to find a school that fits for me. So how did that process go for you?
Yeah, so I have friends who attended law school, and they told me how just mentally and emotionally and academically draining it can be. And so I knew that I wanted to be somewhere that was close to home so that I could have some sort of reprieve if I needed it. But also, like, if I needed it as well, my family could come to me and check in on me. And so staying in the South was super important to me, but also affordability was super important to me. And so, with that, I only chose schools in the South. I knew that I wanted to practice in the South. Knew that I wanted to stay in the South, and that's super important as well. You want to choose schools where you ultimately want to practice, whether that's regionally or even the city or the state where you attend law school. And so that was something that was very important to me. And I ended up choosing Alabama. I really say Alabama chose me, but I I ended up attending Alabama because of the affordability. We have the one of the lowest graduation or debt to graduation ratios, however they quantify it. When you leave or when you graduate from Alabama, the debt is so low for our graduates, and so in-state tuition is about $24,000, which is unbeatable. And out-of-state students can apply for in-state tuition after their first year, and it's 45 minutes away from where I'm from. It had the best of both worlds for me. And like I said, I couldn't have chosen a better legal education and institution to pursue this JD.
Now, you know, me and you, we both from we Southern boys at heart, right?
Absolutely.
Beham, Nashville, Tennessee. But we may have folks watching this either live or on the YouTube channel who may be from up north, or who
Yeah.
may be from out west, or may be from the Midwest. And their views of the place that we call home and that we love are oftentimes different. And so
Very.
I need your help here to let folks know that it's safe to come to the South. Because, fam, I was at a conference in New York and they were like, man, it's like 1964. And I'm like, nah, fam, it's different. So what would you say to our brothers and sisters up north, out west, and in the Midwest who may have reservations about going to law school in the South?
Yeah, I would say don't discount uh, the schools in the South. I think the South breeds some of the greatest lawyers. When you think about the civil rights movement and those attorneys who were fighting the good fight, those attorneys most of the time came from the South and from law schools in the South. When you think about the Judge John Englands of the world, when you think about Michael Figures, these are all Alabama law grads who went on to change the trajectory of politics and judicial appointments in the state of Alabama. And so I definitely want our folks who are from the North, from the West, to not be afraid, to not be scared of schools in the South. I know Alabama has a strong population of folks from everywhere: Chicago, New York. I have a classmate, he's black. He graduated from Tuskegee and is now at Alabama Law, but he's from Oakland, California. And so we have folks from, you name it, wherever it is in the United States and even the world. We even have classmates who are from Greece in my class. I have folks who are from Greece in my class. And so, you name it. There are folks here. There are folks in the South. There are folks who want to experience the South and understand the brilliance that is in the South. And so I admonish folks to lean into that and to tap into it. And oftentimes, you'll find that schools in the South also are the most affordable. And so you also want to make sure that you're leaning into that and you're not discounting and discrediting uh, opportunities that are within reach that you can have to obtain this dream degree that you want.
And real talk, I mean, I think they just be doing us dirty when it comes to the South because,
Oh,
they only
absolutely.
hyper focus on 1964, the civil rights situation, but they don't really talk about things that are happening in the 21st century, and how things have changed. And one of the things also I want to definitely touch base with you is let's say that I'm looking for a law school. And one of the things I always preach to people is I say, there's more. We have our chocolate cities. We know our chocolate cities:
Oh,
Houston,
yeah,
Atlanta, Chicago, all those places. But there are amazing schools all over the country. If
absolutely.
I'm looking for a law school and I'm a person of color and I'm considering going to a PWI law school, what for you would you say are the things that they need to be looking for to be like, all right, they got that, they got that. All right, I'm trying to holler.
First and foremost, a Balsa chapter. Community is so important. I know that seems like a given, but community is so important when you're going through something as grueling and stressful as law school. You want to look around and see that there are other Black students who are going through this with you and that are there to support you and uplift you. Uh, and also, you also want to make sure that that is representative in the faculty as well. And so of course we know that the Black professionals in this industry in the profession are low, and so it's not going to be this extremely high number or high percentage of Black students and Black professors, but you want to make sure that the quality is there. Especially if the quantity is not there, you want to make sure that the quality of Black people that are going to support you is there. But you also want to make sure you understand where the law school is directing its support. And so our dean has been very vocal about supporting BALSA, supporting our competition teams, acknowledging our Black alums and the success of our Black alums. And he's been very clear and hasn't been silent about that. And so you want to make sure that your administration, the administration of the school that you're looking for, has you in mind, has your success in mind, wants to see you thrive, and is doing that not only in action but in deed, or not only in words but in deed and in action. That's super important as well. You also want to look at um, job placement rates. What is that job? What is the alumni network? What is the network that is going to set you up so when you graduate, you have a job? Alabama has like a 94% job placement rate after graduation. I'm doing a lot of plugging of Alabama, but I want y'all to know the
Roll
greatness
Tide.
of the school. Roll Tide. You also want to look at the bar passage rate. That's huge because we know that Black law students typically, statistically, don't do well on the bar. They don't pass the bar on the first time. And so you want to be at an institution that is going to support you through your bar preparation and that is going to give you the tools that you need in an effort to succeed on the bar. And so that was a lot, but I think those are very high level things that you need to be looking for as a Black law student, especially going if you're thinking about a PWI. You want to make sure that your success is at the forefront and that is on display from the law school that you're looking to go to.
Absolutely. And that also applies to our Hispanic brothers and sisters, our Asian Pacific Islander brothers and sisters. All over, you need to find a place that fits. Listen, man, when it comes to law schools is not one size fits all. Law schools oftentimes have a different feel and a different community. And an amazing thing that oftentimes happens is so many of us out there make commitments, six-figure commitments to law schools without really taking time to invest to find out if, in fact, the school is for us. And you guys, I really encourage you. One of the things that he said is about presence. For example, one of the things I oftentimes do with law schools, bro, is I go see if, in fact, they have a Boston Instagram page. If a law school ain't got no Boston Instagram page, that is a huge red flag. I'm not going to call the schools out that I've seen like that, but it is a bunch, right? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see how active that Boston Instagram page is because sometimes activity, what I say, fluctuates from when there is a strong presence there, and then also when that presence may have been reduced. Also, one of the things I strongly encourage you guys to do, and I made posts about this on Instagram, is I want you guys, for every school that you want to go to, reach out to the Boston folks on Instagram. They got that IG account for some reason, fam. It's not just to post pictures. It's also to be able to provide a presence for you guys out there interested in their law school to pull up and ask. Because guess what? This king right here, he figured it out. So if you're trying to go to Alabama, maybe you should try to holler at the people that got accepted into Alabama. Maybe you should try to holler to figure out, yo, fam, like, give me all the tea on this school. Because, fam, I know I get tea on law schools all the time. And I'd be like, oh, not about to post that law school anymore because of the tea that I get. And I want you guys to be able to understand that part of the reason that you want the part of your success is being able to find a school that's going to align with your interests and it's also going to provide you the support that you need. Now, that don't mean it's going to be easy because it's going to be hard as Hades no matter where you go. But you do want to know that you have the support system in place that's going to help you take that next step. And that could happen, and it may be different. And it's not going to be based off of U.S. News rankings. It's not. It's based off of what you need to be successful. So we jumped into that. Now I love talking about funny and crazy stories. I love to ask this question. Tell me about when you had that moment in law school when you realized, all right, man, I got to level up. Well, I'm not going to be here much longer.
Yeah. My torts midterm, I had Professor Steele, probably one of two Black women faculty members that we have. She is so no nonsense in the best way possible though. Like she ran her class like we were in the military. She from the cold calls to how she would lecture. It was great. It was phenomenal. I was on my P's and Q's because I didn't want to disappoint her. But that towards midterm, I got the midterm and I said, what? I've been going about this all wrong. And I'm so grateful that we had a midterm because had I gotten to the final, there's no way I would have passed. But I understood what she was doing. You know, she was trying to put us on game before that final to know where our weak spots were. and how to correct them before the final. And so she, I guess this is a good place to plug in when you get to law school. Utilize office hours. Those professors are there for you. They work for you. And so many people will underestimate the power of office hours. And there's so many gems that come from office hours. They may put you on something that they didn't even talk about in class. And now you know that information, and that's going to make your exam 2-3 points difference, or 2-3 points better than your classmate, which will put you in a higher bracket of the curve. So that definitely was my like, ooh, I gotta step it up. I ain't outlined nobody's outlined. I ain't been on my P's and Q's with my reading. So that was really my wake up call for sure. That midterm when I was like, I can only put my name down on the midterm.
And the crazy thing is, and this is for you guys out there looking for schools, finding out like, do they have midterms is a huge thing that you want to be able to ask, because you don't want to be able to get that reality check on finals when you are like, oh. And so I remember going through a similar situation. I remember I had a black professor. I'll never forget her. Her name is Professor Alicia Williams. She was my property professor. Fam, bro, she used to kick me out of her office hours because she was like, I'm not going to tell you the answer. It's not my job to tell you the answer. You're supposed to come in here prepared. So I had to come prepared
Like
to ask questions because she wasn't going to give me the answers.
Right.
But that process forces you to level up.
Absolutely.
It makes you realize how invested do you want to be in this process. And for you guys out there, I really strongly encourage you. There's a theme of this live today. It's about the value of asking for help and realizing that there's people out there that can help you with the LSAT. There's people out there that can help you get into law school. And there are judges out there, lawyers out there who are literally waiting for the opportunity for you to make your presence known so they can be able to help you as well. And one of the things I think is real beautiful, because I want to touch base on something that I didn't plan on talking about, but I'm going to ask you about. One thing I think that's amazing, I really want you guys out there to realize, is do not block your blessings. Yeah. Why? Because oftentimes our blessings come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. I want you guys to realize there's so many different people out there that can help you. But do not think that because it becomes in this certain structure that they are not going to be able to help you. And I want you to be able to, because we from the South, fam. So we got our defenses on 10 all the time. All the time. But I want you to tell me about that person who you wouldn't expect it, but became that ally that ended up being a person that helped and supported you on your journey.
Yeah. So I'll give one while in law school, because I think most of the times, and I'm sure people could interpret what I said about finding Black support systems and safety mechanisms in law school. It could have been misinterpreted, but I also want to highlight the importance of white professors who serve as allies to Black students. I was on a moot court team my 2L year, and one of the coaches became one of my greatest support systems at the law school. She has advocated for me. She has been a mentor. She has been someone that I could bounce ideas off of throughout my Balsa presidency. She's been at the law school for a long time teaching. She's a graduate of the law school. Shout out to Professor Boone. We talk about Alabama games. We joke and say that one day we're going to start a podcast to talk about, give y'all live reactions and live updates as the Alabama games are going on. But Professor Boone has been such a rock and such a gem in my law school journey, and that is somebody that I would have never expected to help me along my journey. But I'm so grateful that we were able to forge that student-teacher relationship and really become like close professional friends throughout that journey. So super grateful for her, and that just highlights even more how important it is to just think outside the box when it comes to support, and don't box yourself in, and don't limit yourself to only gaining support and help from one particular person, because you never know what your support will look like and where it will come from.
Absolutely. And it's so hilarious when that support and that ally comes with a different accent, and you be like, "Look at God making a way without a no way." And the thing
Yeah.
that's a blessing about it is, like, this journey is made so much easier when you reach out for help. And I know for a lot of you guys out there, you start this journey almost feeling isolated because you are oftentimes trying to figure this out on your own. But it's amazing how quick your eyes blink, and you're a 3L. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
figure it out. When did that switch happen for you? What class was it where it was just like, I know what I need to do. I know how I need to learn. I got this. I'm about to read this for 30 minutes and I'm going to bed.
Constitutional law, which was spring of my first year, spring of my 1L year. And I think it was because it was one of those classes I was waiting on. I told you I was a voting rights advocate. I love voting rights work. And so I was very familiar with some aspects of constitutional law. So it was one of those classes that I was just sitting on ready for, right? And when I got there, I ate it up. Like I was so locked into constitutional law, loved the professor, loved the material. One of my best grades in law school thus far. And so that was the turning point because I've always been a student where you gotta have a subject that's going to interest me in order for me to get to have full buy-in. And con law was that class, and I was just so grateful that I was able to get into this particular professor's class because he is a con law scholar. He's been quoted by the Supreme Court of the United States. So he knows what he is talking about, and so I was super grateful for that class. But that was when I realized that I can do this. This is something that is not foreign. That this is something that is manageable, and that I can figure out. It's not it. All it took was determination and discipline. And once you have those two, like the world is yours in law school. So many people have one or the other, but when you have both, you're unstoppable.
As soon as you said the world is yours, in my head it started playing that song by Nas. Whose world is the world is yours? The world.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I also want to try to dive into with you is just like what do you find yourself doing next? 'Cause I think the amazing thing is people come into law school or thinking they come into law school saying, I am going to practice this type of law. That's what I'm going to do. But then you begin to realize, hold on, man, this law school thing is like a buffet. Let me go and try some of this, try some of that. How's that been going for you thus far?
It's been going well. So I actually found myself doing construction work. And so that's what I will be doing post grad. I still want to do voting rights work as like a pro bono measure. I still will be, I have made a personal commitment to myself to continue to do that work and to keep up that fight and to help organizations, whether it be through board service or just in my own capacity with litigation strategy to help organizations on the voter rights fight, because that is a fight that is so present and it's not going anywhere anytime soon, especially as we come up with on redistricting in 2030 and 2031. That's only 6 years away from now, so those fights will still be there. And so my practice is definitely going to look different from what I initially thought I was coming into. Um, but it's so great when that happens because you start to understand that law is law really touches everything in every aspect of the
Yeah,
world,
absolutely.
and we need individuals that look like us in all of those industries and all of those touch points of law. So whether it's aerospace law, construction law, uh, social media. Like we need black folks and we need representation in all of those aspects. And so if you get the opportunity to do work in those areas, do it. You can always do, what those passion projects of yours, as I like to call them, on the side, but never, discredit or discount the opportunities that you've given to show up. If it's something that is, morally sound to you and you feel good and you're good about it.
All right, now first you gotta put folks on game. Cause we hear construction law, they think you about to go grab a hard hat and a lunch pail. I thought you're going to law school. So educate them on what this is. Because I think a lot of people don't know what they do. And the value of contracts in construction law is crazy.
It's insane. So to your point, a lot of contractual work, figuring out contracts, terms and conditions, whether the subcontract agreements, because you're dealing with a lot of other smaller companies that you're subcontracting work out to do. This particular company, they do international work, and so you're doing conflict of laws, you're doing business formation in those other countries, and so it's a whole gamut. But you're also dealing with HR and employment relations issues, and so it's just so many things that it touches on because you're doing construction law, but you're also in house, and so you have those in-house responsibilities in addition to the specifics of the industry that you're working in. And so it touches a lot of things, this company in particular, but contracts, business formation, conflict of laws, some admin work because you're working with the government a lot because you're bidding on contracts. So it touches a lot of different law school courses, which I find interesting because no one day is going to be the same. No 2 days are going to be the same. Rather, no, you're not going to go in one day and you don't know what you'll expect or what you'll find or what you'll be working on. So I think that part of the practice is super exciting to me because I'm a person that likes creativity. I don't like being doing the same thing every day. That gets boring. I get very much dazed and like just uninterested. And so I'm super excited for this opportunity.
Hey, yo, what this also means, you guys, to my pre-law students out there, that means please do not waste space in your personal statements talking about what type of law you're going to practice. Instead, instead, utilize that space to talk about why you want to be a lawyer.
Right.
Because you haven't got a chance to get exposed to a lot of the law, and there's so many things out there. I've learned about food law. I've learned food law amazing with the USDA. And so really, really be able to open up your perspective because there's a world outside of what I call law and order law. Those
the
days,
TV law. Yeah.
those shows, there you go, TV law. But one of the things you did mention, and I really want to highlight on, and we talked about it, is the landscape of law school is different now, right? The Plus program, which was a landmark for so many years. That's how I was able to get into law school. They paid for my LSAT stuff. We have, of course, affirmative action no longer being in place. We have DEI programs literally being eliminated and attacked. We currently have the American Bar Association making a consideration of removing its diversity portion of its requirements for its law schools. We got states like Texas reviewing if they want to take a step away from the American Bar Association. Florida is currently doing it right now under consideration. And then we got caps being placed on loans. Bro, if I didn't have those caps, your boy wouldn't be a lawyer right now. But that makes a lot of people, first gen, black and brown folks, think that this is not a place for me. And I want us to be able to utilize the rest of this time to really try to pour into folks who are thinking that because of the current landscape that maybe I should go do something else.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, if this is a dream that has been implanted in your heart, do it. Don't let anything stop you. The resources that are out there, if nobody got us, we got us as a community. And I think people underestimate how many auxiliaries and how many black professional spaces there are that are willing to help, that are willing to stand in the gap when the government won't, when these American Bar Association and these law schools won't. There are people who are ready and willing to stand in the gap for you to make sure that you achieve what you want to, and that they're not the last black lawyers in their locality, right? Because it's this idea of lifting as we climb that so many people forget. Or, to quote the African proverb, Sankofa, where you reach back and you lift folks up. I think people have to understand that that is still alive and well in so many spaces. You just got to find the right ones. And reach out to me if you ever need insight on where to look and where to find, especially in the South. I think LDF with the Marshall Motley Scholarship is doing a phenomenal job at picking up the mantle. There are so many black bar associations who are starting to pick up the mantle. I know the Magic City Bar Association in Birmingham just this year has raised over $100,000 for scholarships. And so there are people, when I tell you there are people and organizations, despite what the government is doing and what these other institutions and organizations are doing, there are people who are ready and willing to stand in the gap for you.
And I think the thing about it is, I look at everything that's happening as a reaction,
Yeah,
as a response to the impact Black and brown first generation lawyers have made, despite the fact they only make up, what, 5%
5%.
of representation. And in spite of that minimal representation, the impact that we've been able to make globally is significant. I mean, think about all the changes that have been able to happen. And some people are scared. Some people look at progress as a state of fear.
Yeah,
But nevertheless, that does not give you grounds to be afraid. I think the thing that it just makes us have to do is to find ways to be able to reset. And
yeah,
that utilize the opportunities. Now, you know what? Maybe it's actually, bro, check this out. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Maybe them placing a cap on loans is a good thing. Why? Because now it's going to force aspiring lawyers to have to go find scholarships, which then is going to make it that once you get out of law school, you're not going to have all that debt.
yeah.
Because, bro, when I tell you your boy got debt, your boy got debt. And I don't know, I'm going to have to come out with a book like Obama before you get all this going on. But
Yeah,
alas, I think all the time it just forces us to have to think about things differently. Okay, you know what? Let me check out the schools who are not making initiatives to try to make me feel welcome here. All right, let me take those schools off the list.
right.
Let's go ahead and identify states and bar associations that are taking stands to make sure that I feel welcome and are providing scholarships and opportunities for me. Does that mean I have to do more work? Yeah, but I kind of think we're worth it. And I
Absolutely.
think the initial fear, like, bro, like I was in a conference in Houston, and that's around the time that when the big beautiful bill got passed. And he was like, man, my mom's like, I'm a first gen college student. I had to take loans out to go to college.
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to pay for law school? I had a law student, bless her heart, amazing teacher. She pulled him to the side and was like, bro, if you want to go to law school, we're gonna find a way for you.
Mm.
We're gonna find Scott. She said, I did teaching for 5 years and I was able to find scholarships. And so I want you guys out there to realize that if in fact you find yourself in that same state as that young man, do not sit there and struggle alone. This young king said, reach out to him. Put your Instagram
Mm.
chat, fam.
Yeah.
Because we want to see you guys navigate this space. We need you. We've been able to make a significant impact on our country at only 5%. And we've been at 5% for like damn near 50, 60 years.
Yeah. It's been stagnant.
It's been stagnant, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, please don't look at that. Please don't look at the current landscape and see it as a deterrent because we need you guys. We need you guys to understand, okay, the LSAT going to be LSAT. Let's take the JD next. JD next tripping. All right, let's find another pathway. Law schools like Arizona State Law School, you guys, if you do their MLS program and you kick butt in it, guess what? You're automatically admitted into the law school and you don't have to take the LSAT. If you're having issues with law school, the thing about law school, and he can attest to this too, is law schools have resources, but they may not bring it to you and say, hey, here it is. You kind of got to go find it.
Yep.
We have this platform of social media that we utilize to find out what's going on with Blueface, to find out what's going on with Christian, to find out what's going on with all the gossip that's going on from, K-Dot to Drake, but also utilizes as a platform to contact lawyers, to contact Black Bar Association, Hispanic Bar Associations,
Yeah.
find out, hey, how did you do it? For my undocumented brothers and sisters out there, there's pathways for you guys to get money to go to school, to get law schools who are extremely supportive of you, like Indiana University Law School. But you're not going to find that information out just by sitting still. One thing I learned about this journey, fam, ain't nobody going to gift you nothing But if you step out your comfort zone, man, so many opportunities be available for you. Am I right, bro?
Spot on, spot on. And the art of lawyering in and of itself is a creative function, is a creative art. So you're going to have to be creative with how you get to law school and then use those creative skills to be the best doggone lawyer you can be in the profession. So creativity is your superpower. And, you know, you made the channels of getting to law school may have changed, but you have all that you need within you, and if you don't have it all within you, you have community who may have it all. That's going to get you to where you need to go.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things I know is Wednesday. You know, for us folks down south anyway, Wednesday is Bible study time. You know, Bible
Yeah.
study at 9. But for those folks who decided to join us live, I always like to end my lives with giving you guys the floor to give a word of encouragement. Because, you know, this journey is full of ups and downs. And I swear for God, man, there'd be a whole lot more downs than there
Yeah.
are ups. We got people, of course, that may not have gotten the LSAT score they wanted. We got people who, of course, maybe on academic probation right now at law school.
Yeah.
People early on the reapplication tour, or people about to crash out because they studying for the bar that comes to, and they hit that threshold for the February test. So I always like to give you guys the floor to provide a word of encouragement because, fam, somebody's cup is empty and we want to fill it up.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would just tell them to keep going. Not to put anybody on blast about their religion, but I am a man of faith, and so I always cling to this scripture. And it can be taken out of the religious context if this doesn't fit for you, but it says that our present sufferings can compare to the glory that will be revealed. And so that's kind of been my anchor scripture throughout law school, and it's been carrying me through because I know that what I'm going through now, it won't be able to compare to what I'll be able to bring in, what I'll be able to experience in the land of the living after all of this is done. And so I have my eyes fixed on what will be after the suffering, after the pain, after the grind of it all. And so I hope that folks who are going through their dry season, their rough season, will understand that it will pass and that you will get on the other side. You just got to be determined. You got to be disciplined. And you got to have the vision, write the vision, make it plain. You got to have the vision in the front of you, knowing that you can reach it and manifesting those dreams, but not just manifesting it, putting in the work to achieve those dreams.
Bro, when you said that, I don't know, maybe it's because of my southern ways, but I heard the song in my head said, "Keep your eye on the prize.
And hold
Hold
on,
on."
hold on.
I mean, as fam, like for you guys out there listening, like literally, like if you're going through it, it's because you're moving in a space that you've never been in before.
Yeah,
And you're in the process of growing. Anything that comes easy, you really don't appreciate it. And the crazy thing, what you're going through now, you're going to forget about it 3 or 4 months later. And everybody on their lawyer journey can recall those challenges, those moments of growth. So right now, if you are in your season of growth, understand that you done came a long way just to get to where you are. Going back is not an option.
not at all.
Going back is not an option, you guys. Are we going to pray? Yeah, we're going to pray. Are we going to cry? Oh, yes, we're going to cry. Will there be times of doubt? There absolutely will. But you know what? After that, we wipe our tears, say our prayers, and move in faith.
That's
And
it.
realize that, you know what? It's going to be okay. But the only way it's going to be okay is to keep going. Because if you
Yeah,
go back, it's the only thing back there is regret. And we not regretting nothing. We moving forward. And
not
so,
one.
bro, I want to thank you for coming onto our show. Full circle moment, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Brielle, Alabama, Roll Tide. And
Roll Tide.
wait for you to graduate, bro. I can't wait for you to send me your graduation photos so I can celebrate you, fam.
Yes,
And
sir.
on to our show, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Jordan Davis, again. It's been a phenomenal time, phenomenal conversation. I'm glad I could be a part. If I could ever be a resource to anybody on this channel, please do not hesitate to reach out. My Instagram is I am R Jordan. You can DM me. I'll give you my email. You can also find me on LinkedIn at R Jordan Davis. Please do not struggle alone. Ask for help. I'm here. I'm here to walk with you and to guide you and to give you all that I can, that I've been able to learn and glean from this experience. So just know that you're not alone. That's the last word. Know that you're not alone.
Absolutely. And we're praying for you. We're rooting for you. And we can't wait to see you win. Peace and blessings to you guys out there. We'll see you the same time next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Peace and blessings. Thanks, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.